The idea behind this video really came about because I've never really considered myself to be a landscape photographer in the accepted sense of the guy that gets up at 2 o'clock in the morning with a tripod and various filters and God knows what else just to get the right light across a mountain range. I just don't have that mentality. I'd get bored very quickly, and the thought of getting up at that early just doesn't appeal. Landscape photography to me has always been about how the landscape makes me feel. The pictures you're going to see in the next couple of minutes are very much my interpretation of the scene. I've left the point of view GoPro footage in so that you can see what the scene was like, and then you can see how the scene was interpreted. And at the end we'll go through a couple of my favourite pictures from the day. The location for the shoot was Milford-On-Sea on the south coast of England. It's very much a man-made kind of shingled beach, and on one side there's like a marina, and on the other side there's the English Channel, and at the end of the beach area there's a lighthouse and an old castle. The camera and lens that I was using, LEICA M 21mm. I probably use this lens and camera combination for about 90% of my work at the moment, and it's what I used on this particular video. Let's take a look at the first image, which I was really pleased with from the afternoon, and to be honest, if I'd come away with just this one image I would have been happy. It was an image that I wasn't particularly sure I'd got until I downloaded the cards, and that's just because I'm using a Leica with an external viewfinder and a wide-angle lens. Because of that combination and the fact I'm not looking through the lens itself, there's a little bit of guesswork into what's actually going to appear, especially when there's something hidden by the beach. As it turns out, there's just enough of the sail to make the image work. If we look at the geometry of the image, it's fairly straightforward. It's just a simple dividing line, which is the horizon on the third of the frame, with a geometric shape in terms of the sails. And that's it in its simplest form. That's the kind of structure I was looking for. But if we look a little bit further, we can see that the line of the cloud here is actually holding our eye into this lighter area where the sails are. And in the foreground, we have a darker area here with this grass, which is actually not only adding interest to the foreground, but it's also reflecting parts of the sky in terms of the shape and density, which is quite nice as well. This is the second image I was really pleased with. It's little bit more straightforward than the last one, is nothing is moving, I'm just having to frame the shot. There was a guy here who was walking around, but I just decided to leave him as he was on the park bench. He's not really part of the image, he just happened to be there in the background. It would have been nice to have him walking here or something, but he didn't, he just sat there. So the image itself, again, is very simple. It's a dividing line, so we've got light with dark areas and we've got dark with light areas at the bottom half. And this area here reflects this area here. So we've got a relationship between these two elements which helps the structure of the image. Now, this looks nothing like the scene which I actually saw, and what I like to do is use a concept which I first learnt about through the work of Ansel Adams, and that's the idea of pre-visualization. So in my mind's eye, I'd already got this image worked out. It's going to be black and white. I'm going to accentuate the boulder in the front. I wanted this split between light and dark, and on this particular day the weather was quite heavy and there's lots of ruins around, so I wanted to interpret that a little bit in terms of the picture.